Today we're very fortunate to be in Elizabethtown in northern Tasmania, and here we are at the Christmas Hills Raspberry Farm. It's a very extensive farm, all undercover, and while we're here we'll be putting out a whole range of sensors to help farm managers understand what sort of environmental conditions that their raspberries are growing under. They haven't really had sensors here before, so they're very interested in that exploration phase of this. What can data do? How can this actually benefit my business?
I think industry needs to lead change. Industry 4 goes across all industries. It's about the connected enterprise or the connected business. It's about bringing all the data together from all the different systems that you may have and make really good decisions based on that data and get insight that you might have not have had before because you haven't been able to bring those different data sets together.
In Sense-T, we're involved in everything Internet of Things related, IoT. So Siemens is a partner of all the Testlabs, and already here in the university we use their product lifecycle software to help train our engineers, both at the Australian Maritime College and in the School of Engineering. But they also have another platform called MindSphere, which is their IoT Industry 4 platform. So we're looking at exploring the use of that and seeing how readily adaptable that is to SMEs. That'll be an outcome that we can also feed back into Siemens that I think will be valuable for them. So as part of the Testlab project, we wanted to make sure we had an industry-led project. And we were very fortunate that Fiona Turner from Newcon, she put up her hand really and said, look, have I got a great idea? And the idea would be to put out sensors along part of their supply chain and on their farm. And so the role of the trailers is to start to collect data about the environmental conditions that can impact on the growth of raspberries. So we have our trailer set up as the major data hub. From that trailer, which has got the very big antenna, which helps with our LoRa coverage, because some of the sensors will go right up on the hills, quite some distance from here, and right over to the other far side of the farm, which will be 2 quite extensive weather stations. But also within 2 of the tunnels here, we have 20 temperature and humidity sensors up and down the rows, and we're also installing some soil moisture sensors. So that'll help us to assess the temperature, the moisture and the salinity of the soil.
The Bitwise agronomy component that we're contributing to this project is where we use AI and computer vision to analyse the crop. And so we take videos through the berries and then we analyse those videos and then we can return back to the grower actual count data. So often estimates are taken. You might do a small portion of a tunnel and then extrapolate it out over the tunnel or the block, but we can do it as actual counts. And so we can then add that also into the system whereby the extra sensors that go on around the weather and the in-tunnel sensors, so the temperature, the humidity, soil moisture, etc. And so all of that actually starts to come together into one complete picture, as opposed to having sort of a very reductionist, just one component. It's one thing to measure your temperature in the tunnel, but if you're not sure how that relates to outside the tunnel, then you're kind of missing a component. So it's a really great opportunity to bring all that in together. A lot of what the data has been useful for is quantifying gut feel. So these growers know these tunnels, they walk them every day and they know what is happening, but being able to quantify that on a larger scale, and particularly for people who are looking to expand as to what that means for their expansion plans and things like that, that's really important for them to have that data now, but also particularly for expansion in a sector like this, which is growing, how would they set up future farms so that everything is more integrated from the get-go. And that's been quite an important thing for quite a number of different growers, not just the one where we are today, a number of different growers around the state at the moment as they set up for expansion.
If we had an outcome from this project that was able to show the owners of this property and also to other SMEs out there who are looking at what has occurred on this raspberry farm, where people said, so that's what is in Industry 4. That's what they can do with sensors. That's the type of value that maybe my business can attract. I think that would be one of the best outcomes that we could really gain.